Okay, I'll just make this quick. That when you talked about if you want to reach LGBTQ African American folks, you go to the LGBT African American communities. I think for a lot of folks that would be news, right? You know, we live in a very segregated city here in Chicago, and people assume, yes, that everybody is going to live between, you know, Belmont and I don't know Irving Park or whatever, which is in Chicago known as Boys Town, and I just think it's so practical and it's so simple that people miss it all the time. That I want to live around a variety of folks, and in particular, I'm going to live around some people that look like me. I mean, oh my God, that's just unbelievable. So I think that the idea around coalition building is key, right? And why did it come together so quickly? Why can't we do that on a regular basis? Why can't we do it around immigration, for instance? Why do we have to wait for a tragedy to strike that we all just jump to it and understand why? It doesn't matter. I disagree with you on this particular issue, or that you didn't support INDA, you know, years ago or whatever. It doesn't matter. What matters now is that we need to come together. And I'm just curious as we close, what do you think we can do, right? Because I'd like to have some action items here. What can we do to push that forward in a way that it just doesn't happen when there's a tragedy? Why don't we work like this on a regular basis?
So many egos. So many egos, you know. If it's so many egos are out there. If it's not about me, then I don't want to be bothered because it's not about me.
We have to,
you know, me and my organization. What will we get out of it? You know. And then when tragedy strikes us, then we're like, oh, please help. But then you just push me off, you know. So it's like push the egos to the side so we can work together.
Yeah, you know, it's whenever there's a tragedy, there's that. You know, I think people are kind of shell shocked, right? So, so your ego kind of goes behind, you know, and your day-to-day stuff takes a back seat because you have this thing that happened, and that horribleness allows that space for you all to come together and focus, and it's challenging as that thing is further away. Then your day-to-day stuff comes back and things, but I have to say, and I think we said a little bit, the panelists said it before, we're at a really critical time in this country, and so many things are, you know, I mean, they've all been here, but finally, everybody is talking about things. I just think like we cannot lose the momentum this time. I mean, we just can't lose the momentum. There's such an opportunity to keep this discussion going, you know, to keep this discussion going. And so I don't have the magic answer. I wish I did, but like these dialogues are critical, and other dialogues are happening. Issues around poverty, I mean, they're happening all over the country now, and it's lots of people coming together. So I think we just can't give up. You know, we just have to say, okay, how do we build, and how do we keep this listserv going, and what comes next, and just, you know, one step forward, one step forward, one step forward, and try not to have as many steps backwards.
You know, I think I have kind of a little bit of an answer. You know, as nonprofits, I think we're busy. We're busy a lot. But I read an article before too, talking about the funding sources of nonprofits, and that, you know, so many times people talk about nonprofits should run like for-profits, and then they would do well. And the thing is, that would be outstanding, but we're not funded the way that for-profits are, you know. And if nonprofits were funded in such a way where I mean, we're experts in the work we do, just like anyone is an expert in the work they do. And if we were able to concentrate on our work on just doing what's good for the community, without the strict stipulations of our funding sources, we would have more time to do this type of work and to do it well. And so, if there are funders in the room or people that think about that, that is something that would make a difference. And the other thing is that not so much about egos that comes up for me, but priorities. You know, Orlando happened and so many people jumped around, and that was like amazing. But for people of color, you know, we haven't talked about this too much, but you know, there's an issue of police brutality that comes up but this isn't something that's new for communities of color. You know, this isn't something that's new for LGBTQ people. It's just, I mean, the thing that's new is that people have cameras in their pockets now. And so saying that, this just hasn't been a priority. This, you know, let's talk about, you know, what we want our police to do for our community. That just hasn't been a priority that people haven't been on email, and some people think that this problem isn't theirs, you know, and or what would I do? And there's people that don't know what to do. And you know, people that do this work, we also need to be thoughtful about how we call people in. You know, we say a lot about calling people out, but how we call people in, how we allow people to support and help us do this work as well. It's going to take all types to do that. But I think there are several answers to your question.